Sometimes a fragrance can be so popular, it will spawn a plethora of followers. Sometimes multiple from the same company. But out of multiple, there can be only one best. Hello, my beautiful fragrance family. Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification, and I'm just going to keep on bringing you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews. That 40-ish and under dollar range, and most of these are way less than that, and a good number of these you can find at your local rack stores. And I got 3 of them here for you today that are cloning the same thing, and you guys have heavily requested that I reveal which one I think is the most superior out of these 3 fragrances. And the new kid on the block that I have is Sheikh Al Shuyuk Final Edition. So stick around. We were going to see who I deem the winner. So I'm sure that you guys know. If you don't, I'm going to say it anyway. They are cloning YSL EDP. Some say Eau de Toilette. Some say Eau de Parfum. I'm just saying, or the Parfum or whatever. I'm just saying Eau de Parfum, and we're going to just figure out which one is the better smelling, longer lasting fragrance overall. So both Yeah and Fakhar open up. Fakhar Black, by the way, not Fakhar, but Fakhar Black, open up with that super zesty green apple, bergamot, somewhat spicy opening. Fakhar leans a little bit heavier on a spice side, giving almost a cinnamon vibe, almost like the same kind of cinnamon that's in 1 million. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's just a hint of it, and that's just because I'm analyzing it. So there's just a hint, there's a speck of it in there coming from somewhere. I'm not sure where, but more than anything else, they open up with that fresh, zesty citrus, that bergamot citrus, tart, juicy green apple, and bits of that fresh spiciness in the opening. Whereas Sheikh Shuyuk Final Edition has more of a earthy, grassy, hay, lemony opening. If that sounds a bit different, it's because it is. The opening is quite different, especially when you're in the air. If you just smell it by itself, it will immediately remind you of one of these other 2 fragrances, Yeah or Fakhar. But when you're comparing them next to each other, there is quite the difference between the 2 in the opening. Like I said, it leans way heavier on the grassy green mimosa, which can have like a hay type vibe, lemony type of an opening. When you start getting into the mid and the dry down on these 2 fragrances, the Yeah kind of remains almost the same. It stays almost identical to the opening. Fakhar throws in maybe a touch more of that cinnamon and loses a bit of that bergamot. Yeah, I got it right here. It gets somewhat sweeter, just a little bit sweeter. All these fragrances are sweet. They don't have a bubblegummy kind of sweetness, but they do have a sweet nature about them while mostly being fresh. The Sheikh Shuyuk Final Edition starts losing some of that hay and starts getting slightly warmer and soapier at the same time. Once you start getting into the dry down, it becomes even cleaner, zestier, and like a fresh soapiness to Sheikh Shuyuk Final Edition. Fakhar starts to lose some of its luster, some of that zest, some of that spark that's up top, starts to fizzle out and starts to get muddied together. Not smelling bad or anything like that, but it's losing some of that luster that it had in the beginning. And Yeah maintains all of it and gets almost a little bit creamier. That's in my opinion, and that's what I'm getting out of all of these. So, overall, and the performance on all these, right? After Fakhar and Yeah has had a chance to mature and just totally blossom into what it is that they're supposed to be, I think that they're lasting, both of them, around 6 hours, which is pretty good. Yeah didn't do good at all at first. It was like a 3-hour fragrance, 3, maybe 4 hours. It matured, it got way better in quality and way longer lasting. Fakhar didn't change a whole lot. I don't know about this one. I haven't had it long enough yet. So, as they sit right now, the performance on all of them is just about the same. So this one might take the cake in performance. As far as quality goes between all of them, I think, yeah, in my opinion, might be a little bit better in quality. It is definitely closer to YSL EDP. It's like really 90 to 95% the same. Fakhar is like 90. This is like 80 to 85% the same. Overall, which one do I think smells better if I'm not judging it by which one is the most accurate? Honestly, I'd have to say when it comes to the dry down, which I think is over half of the life of the fragrance, I think this one might be the winner. There's something about that fresh, clean, soapy thing that vibes with me really good. Second place, I would have to say yeah, and third place would have to be the Fakhar. This one I busted the top on this thing, but that is what it is. So that's what I think the winners are. These two were really close. Fakhar isn't far behind. They're all great smelling fragrances, but I think that this one is the winner. If my skin looks dry and red and stuff, it's because it's cold and dry. Not cold, it's Florida, but it's drier air, so that's what's going on there. I think that this is the winner ever so slightly because it just keeps that zestiness. It becomes from a lemony, grassy, almost like kind of a funky type of a grass thing, that starts to go away and you're left with this clean zestiness, and it's really nice. It's really lovely. And this one maintains true to that YSL EDP DNA the whole time, which is a good thing. I love it. I mean, juice level don't lie. You got this many fragrances and you got that much missing, I reach for this thing. So versatile fragrances, compliment getting, better for the summer than anything else. They'll work year round because they're sweet like that. They're not really a dressed up fragrance. They're very playful and youthful, but this is one of the most complimented DNAs. It's one of the most sought after DNAs. So that's why there's so many clones, and that's why this video is probably going to be popular, because you guys want to know which one I think is the best. And yeah, I think Final Edition just ever so slightly takes the cake. But if you want the most accurate YSL EDP clone that I have, not that I've ever smelled like that's out there, but that I've smelled and that I have, Maison Alhambra, yeah, it still takes the cake. So that's my final thoughts on these three fragrances and which one is the winner. With that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always, and until next time.